Gambler's mindset is you don't really remember the losses. You remember the wins. Oh, Brian Christopher revealed.
A little bit. You know, I've dabbled.
What? Crap, guys, we gotta raise our bets. And slots, I'm like 0 skill. Let's have some fun. Yeah, if you want to do it, I say do it now. Just start going.
All right, so we are here. Brian Christopher, the man, the myth, the legend,
What's
the
up?
slots playing extraordinaire. You are quite the business person, so I would love to just dive into your whole story. Like, take us all the way back.
All the way back? I can
all
go back.
the way back.
I can
like,
literally.
what
yeah.
hospital were you born in? What was it like?
Joseph Brant Hospital, Burlington, Ontario, Canada. Yeah.
Canadian, eh?
Canadian, eh? Yeah.
Yeah.
So grew up there, and I guess it all started for me age 11 is when I started acting in school.
Okay.
Did my first school play, and I loved it. Loved it so much that I auditioned for community theater and then professional theater, and it just took off so fast for me. Everything was really working out. So kept doing it. Did it all the way through elementary, high school, went to college for theater performance, and then took a little break because I had met my husband right after college, and we ended up living in Paris for a few years first because he was going to school there. And then back to Canada, got back into acting. Around the age of like 30-ish, decided it was time to go to LA to further my acting career. And so we both traveled we got into San Francisco first. He got transferred with his job, so that was perfect for us. And then a year later moved to LA, and I started auditioning for film and TV at this point. I moved on to film and TV after college. And then at that point, pretty soon after we got to the US, I decided, let's go to Vegas. It's a great story, by the way. Let's go to Vegas and check it out. We've never been there before. And that's when I found out about these videos online that people will film themselves playing and share them with the world. And it seemed really silly that anyone would actually watch somebody else play slot machines because it doesn't make any sense to me still to this day. But it was really enjoyable, and it captured me. And I was like, maybe I'll film a couple of those. I'll put them on my acting channel for fun. My acting channel had basically probably like a dozen or so videos of me acting on it. Essentially, I posted these videos. I had probably 10 subscribers, something like that. And within a week of posting a bunch of videos, I had 1,000 subscribers and everyone asking when's the next video coming out. And I was never planning to do another video. I just did them that week and I was done. I was back in California taking auditions on and stuff. I saw the potential there. So I was like, I'll do some more videos for fun again. And within a month, I had thousands of subscribers, and I started making money on YouTube. And I'm like, well, I've been doing this acting thing for like 25 years. Maybe I should put that on hold for a little bit and see where this thing takes me, because it's taken off really fast.
What year was this when you discovered the gambling?
2016 is when I started my channel. At the time of filming today, it's my 8-year anniversary of the channel. So
Wow,
I've been doing it for 8
congrats.
years now.
That's incredible.
Uh-huh.
For a YouTuber, that's like dinosaur age.
Right? Yeah.
That's a long
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
How quickly did you get monetized from the moment you started?
Within 3 or 4 weeks. Like, it was stupid. It was
That is-
easier back then, I think, as well. I think you needed 100 subscribers, or I think it was 1,000 subscribers, and I don't remember how many watch time minutes you needed back then, but I think it was easier back then to get in. Yeah,
Still,
super fast.
And fast forward 8 years, and you've built an empire with how many businesses now?
We have like one business, but it's like it branches out in like 8 different directions, something like that.
Name some of them. What are some of them?
So the company name is BC Ventures.
Okay.
Brian Christopher Ventures. We're venturing many different directions, right? So we have BC Slots, which is Brian Christopher Slots, our main YouTube. We have BC Sweeps, which is sweepstakes-based gambling.
So how does that work?
So basically, online gambling is only legal in like 6 states across
Okay.
the country. That's gambling for cash online. However, they found a little loophole that they can do, because sweepstakes is legal in like 48 states. So what you can do is you can have a sweepstakes-based casino where you buy, say, 1 million gold coins to play slots for fun. So you give them $50. They'll give you 1 million gold coins, but then they'll also give you 50 sweepstakes coins to play with. And so whatever you win with the sweepstakes coins, you can redeem it for cash.
And that's not gambling.
And that is not you're playing the sweepstakes. It's totally fine.
Behind the scene, all super
How does
messed
that
up.
work?
Yeah.
I
That's
know.
crazy.
It's awesome. It's pretty cool, actually. So that allows you to play online slots in like California, Nevada, and lots of other states. So
Okay, so you built an entire website that allows people to do that.
I didn't build that site. No, that's my YouTube channel. Is Brian Christopher Sweeps for that.
Okay.
And we play on other people's sites. So
Got it.
we promote for Chumba and Lucky Land casinos for that.
Okay, what's another one that you built?
Brian Christopher Slots Cruises. So that is our partnership with Carnival Cruise Line.
That's incredible.
Legit, we're doing 10 cruises this year. I'm leaving on one tomorrow.
So are you sort of like a celebrity?
Yeah, like a celebrity guest kind of thing.
Yes.
And what happens, but it's different than than if you go on a cruise to go see a big comedian or something like that, because you don't actually get to meet them. You'll see them on stage one night. For this thing, it's me with about 750 fans on each cruise we go on, and they're with me the whole time. Like, we have an opening party where we fill the auditorium. We have a closing party. I'm in the casino with them every night gambling. We do
What?
group slot pulls in the casino. It's a lot of fun.
That sounds like a blast. Like,
It
what
is,
if
and they get free alcohol in the cruise, which is like a big perk because that could be pricey.
Why don't you do that? You got to do
I
a
want to
financial
go on one of these
cruise.
cruises.
Do it.
That's
yeah.
incredible. What are some of the fun experiences or like stories you've had of meeting 750 subscribers on
Yeah.
each of these cruises?
It's a lot. It's a lot because you can't do anything without them seeing you, right? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
I get up at like 7 in the morning to go get my coffee, and they're like, "Hey, Brian, can I get a selfie?" I'm like, "Sure," like.
Let's do this 700
You're
more
eating
times.
dinner,
There's
and
no
you're
point,
like,
yeah.
you look out of the corner of your eye, and you can tell there's a cell phone pointed at you, taking photos of you eating or videoing you. Like,
Yeah, you're trying to chew
always
with your
on.
mouth
You got to be
closed.
careful.
How does that? How did you transition to doing that business? Did Carnival reach out to you? How did you figure that out?
Yeah, Carnival did reach out. I was doing some cruises prior with another cruise line, and we had like 50 to 100 fans on those ones. It was pretty small scale.
That's still incredible.
And Carnival, I guess they just saw what we were doing and were like, we like you, because our brands are so similar. We're both very like family oriented, very friendly. We don't swear. We just have a good time, and so it was a really good, perfect match for us.
Wait, okay, so you built that business, and what is it? Do they pay you like a sponsorship per year, or
It's
is
a
it like-
sponsorship deal.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't. A lot of people think that I get paid on how much people lose in the casino or something like that. That's not at all how it
Okay.
works. People pay their entrance to go on their cruise, and then I'll make a small percentage of that, and that's
I
that.
see.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so Carnival, sweepstakes. What's another one?
In January this year, we started online gaming, online gambling. So now I have to fly to those states every month to film there and promote for them as well.
Okay, so you've done Plaza as well.
Yeah.
And how does that work?
Well, I've partnered with tons of casinos, right? So this is not online though. This is like in person. So Plaza Casino, we actually have our own space, and it's called the Brian Christopher Slots at Plaza area. It's all my favorite slot machines are in that room, and so all my
Jeez.
fans from all over the world will fly in there to go play those games. If they play in that room, they can get points to win prizes as well in the space. And because just over a year and a half ago, I decided I only want to promote for smoke-free casinos because I was just getting so sick all the time from the cigarette smoke. And so we told Plaza that, and at the time we had a room in the smoking casino. And they said, okay, well, we'll fix that. And they built an expansion to the casino that's 100% smoke-free with its own entrance. It's actually the only place you can gamble in downtown Vegas that is smoke-free at this moment.
This kind of blows my mind because we've talked to so many slot channels, and I don't understand how you took
Like-
gambling and made it this thing and this empire.
Yeah. I don't get so that, like, part of it's
Very
like just who I am.
business-minded.
You know what I mean? Like, I told you I started acting when I was 11, right? I had business cards when I was 11. Like, I was a paper route guy. I started my own business renting VHS cassette tapes. I used to like cut my neighbors' lawns. I put out flyers. Like, I've always had the business mindset, and I've never been comfortable with where I'm at. So like, I started McDonald's at 15. At 16, I was a manager. Like, I was just like moving up the ranks, and I don't know. I've never been one to settle. So I'm like, even though I really need to settle because I'm so tired,
You
I
were-
can't do anymore.
You must have some kind of urge, right? When you're laying there just quiet, you're like, I need to get up, do something,
Yeah.
make something, build something.
You were on that grind set mindset before it was popular. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Mindset,
Have you ever
mindset.
have you ever used your acting skills, do you think, for anything for YouTube? Like, has that helped?
Oh, 1,000,000% it helped.
Okay.
So first of all, it's being here in front of you guys talking, right? Like, being in front of the camera, I was much more comfortable to do that. I think also because I never have had a real job. Growing up as an actor, I was a bartender, so I never had an office job, which means that when I'm going into meetings now with like
it's all social
CEOs, it's
skills.
like, hey, what's up? I've never felt like, oh, it's the big CEO walking in the room right
Right.
now. I've never felt that at all. which also I think helps. I don't hold back anything. We're just, two, like-minded people just having a conversation, and so that's definitely come in handy.
But I feel like you must have some business acumen beyond just the acting. You must have some kind of charisma or something that's hard to quantify if you're getting meetings with CEOs or executives to be able to make these big deals. Or do you have someone negotiating for you, or is this just you're just doing it yourself?
So I have a team. We are 12 people at our company. Everyone's got their things to do. So I do have people helping me with partnerships, which is a huge thing. But I'm also very active myself. So before coming here today, I had 2 calls about doing more ventures. More different ways we can take our business. So we're always thinking of what else we can do next. When I started this 8 years ago, I became the most watched channel, or the most popular channel, I guess, at the time, within about 6 months. And I've always had the most views and everything else since then. But back then there was like 5 channels doing this. Now we've got like 500 or 1,000, right? So I have to try and stay relevant. I'm getting my butt kicked on views from a lot of channels now, and I welcome it. I think it's awesome. I think because we all help each other in the end. And it just keeps me fresh, right? I don't just sit back and keep doing the same thing. I have to keep reinventing myself and find new things to do, and that's really important, I think.
That's so cool. What are some of the? Can you walk me through some of your like biggest losses and biggest wins playing? Because I know I read that you have like an entertainment stash, and how do you calculate that, and how does that come about?
So I mean, my big thing is I definitely have always been a proponent for responsible gaming. I never want to be responsible for someone losing their life savings. And so I made it my goal to always be very transparent on everything. So every single dollar I put in a machine that I film goes to tape. Like, everyone sees everything. I'm not just showing them the wins. I'm not hiding the losses. They see everything. And at the end of every video, I say, this is how much money we put in. This is how much money we took out. And then I remind them, make sure you always use an entertainment budget. And for me, that's like any extra cash you have. Pay your bills, have a good time. And just like when you go to a concert, you spend $100 for a concert ticket, you leave after spending your money. You don't expect to get some money back at the end of the concert, right? So just do that when you go to the casino. Have your fun, Don't just put $100 in and do a $100 spin and then leave, because you're going to lose your butt. And so that's a really important thing for me, is to have fun with it and be entertained. Because if you're not having fun, if you're going there to make money to pay your bills, you're going to be a very miserable person, for sure.
Do you have a running tab of all of your wins and losses over your lifetime?
Thank God I don't. I don't want to know.
Okay.
I don't want to know. However,
like, oh my gosh.
due to tax situations, I have to keep track of how much money we're putting in and taking out. So unfortunately, now I have a better idea. I know in 2022 we lost over $300,000. Last year was about $350, I think. We're still tallying everything up with the accountant and stuff like that.
Wow.
So it's a lot of money we lose.
Would you say you've lost over $1 million so far?
I don't know if it's quite there yet, because basically my bets have definitely dramatically increased the last 2 years. So I hope not. I don't know. We'll probably get there by the end of this year, maybe. I don't know.
How do you balance
That's the goal. I don't know if that's a goal.
That's the goal.
Like,
but then to make more than that.
Well, I imagine like over time, as more and more people and YouTubers are entering the space, to keep up, it's like you have to increase your bet sizes to keep people involved. And
so that's what I thought. I don't believe it anymore.
Okay.
So basically, I was happy with my bets. I would do like 10, 15, 20, 25 maybe was my max that I would do for a while. Then some new channels came in who are run by multimillionaires, and just they don't have the same feeling about money that most people do, and they're fine with doing $100 spins, $200 spins, et cetera, and they're pumping out videos like crazy.
Right.
And I'm watching this, and I'm seeing their views going skyrocketing. I'm like, crap, guys, we gotta raise our bets. And so I started doing that. I started raising my bets. And the more I raise my bets, the more I want to go even higher. Like, it's just like, it's very exciting, and now I'm not as excited if I do like a $5 bet, for example, right? But looking at my views, they go up a little bit, but not like enough, so I might now lose $10,000 on a video where before I would lose $1,000. Am I making $9,000 more on that video? Heck no. So it's not worth it. And also I have found that, like, some of my fans that are watching it, they're like, okay, well, we used to watch you because you're more relatable, and now we're finding that it's not as relatable. It's more like the wow factor, right?
Right.
And so we've started now going back to basics a little bit. So Thursday we do an epic live stream premiere, which is big bets. Thursday nights, epic bets. And now we're introducing low betting days where I have to bet under $5. And then I'm
balance it
doing
out.
another one where I'm doing minimum bet versus maximum bet. So today we shot a video where I was doing 60-cent spins, and then I did $30 spins on the same game and seeing which one does better. The whole theme is bigger, better. And it's really fun. So I want to stay relevant. I don't want to upset the lower spinning people, and I don't want to upset the higher spinning people, you know? It's hard to like make everybody happy. I'll never do it. As long as we're happy and we're like definitely hitting our core, then we're doing something right. But
have you found out which is better, bigger or smaller?
well, okay, so this is a new series we're starting to do. We've shot 2 of the episodes so far. So far, bigger has been better, surprisingly so, but also really good for my bank budget. But there are days where you know, all of a sudden you'll do like a $1 spin and you'll hit a massive win. And to me, those are a lot more exciting than doing a $100 spin and winning $2,000.
Right.
It's not as you're winning 20 times your bet. Not quite as exciting, right? So,
Right. What's your biggest win that you've ever had?
biggest win was over 30 grand. I think it was like 34 grand or something like that. That was actually at Plaza Casino, and I was spinning like $100 or $75 a spin. However,
Yeah, like
playing
ratio wise, what about like anything that was really small that just went through the roof?
small, let me try and think. The smallest one, I mean, smaller bet was a $9 bet, and I made $8,000 on that one.
Wow.
Oh no, 80 cent. I did an 80 cent bet, and I made I think it was about $7,000 or $8,000. That
That's
was a good
incredible.
one.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But my biggest win overall is actually on sweepstakes casinos. So I've had 3 massive wins: 200,000, 201,000, and 250,000.
Whoa.
Legit.
Jeez.
Yeah. So like, that's why I'm a big pusher for like people to play online, because sweepstakes and also real money gaming, which is what's called for online gambling, their payback percentages are much higher than in a casino. So I feel more comfortable doing bigger bets online because your win percentage back is going to be bigger. So
That's
bigger bang for your
incredible.
buck.
I had no idea. Like, so 95% or like what
You
do
can
they,
get
what,
95,
like, what are the ranges?
96%. Yeah, legit. So yeah, I was filming for online gambling recently, and I went through to the pay table, scroll to the very bottom, you'll see the payback percentage. And it's different on different sites too. So I was on one gambling site, it said that Wheel of Fortune, for example, paid back 92%, which is actually pretty good. Went to another site, 95%, exact same game. So, you know, do your research really, and you can make a lot more money back.
How's your mental health like throughout your journey?
It's good. It's good.
1 through 10, how healthy is that brain?
Yeah, no, that brain's pretty healthy. Brain's pretty healthy.
Okay.
You know, we do a lot, but
I just imagine I get depressed
Or-
sometimes. Like, even though I'm sure your profits are enough to offset all your losses
Yeah.
throughout your business ventures, but still, I just feel like I'd be upset and like, oh, I just lost like, I don't know, 10 grand.
You would think so, but I have a gambler's mindset, right? And the gambler's mindset is you don't really remember the losses. You remember the wins. You know,
Really?
like yesterday was a killer day for us. I made $33,000 in profits yesterday gambling,
Wow.
which and they weren't like incredibly large bets. $36, and I hit like 12 grand. I hit another one for 10 grand. I couldn't stop winning yesterday. That just means that other days I might lose that much in the same
That's
day. But you remember those days where you do really well, you know?
That's correct. 30 grand. Oh my gosh.
Right?
Holy crap. What's your favorite part about doing this? Because everyone I've talked to who's run through enough money, it's like the status rewards and the status tiers. Is that a big part of?
I don't care about that stuff.
You don't
really.
care about that stuff.
Nah, I'm not a big status queen. I just, you know, it's for me, it's about the entertainment, because it goes back to me being an actor, right? I loved being on stage. I loved like getting the feedback from the audience and performing and just that energy. I get the same way with this, and that's why I love having the space at Plaza, because you know I was filming there all day yesterday and even this morning. So many fans have stopped by to film, or to play. They don't even know I'm there. They freak out. Oh my God, he's here, and they want to get a photo, and like that's what it's all about to me. I don't need a fancy hotel room or a steak dinner to, you know, like make me feel better. Like,
Wow.
that's what it's all about. That's what's really fun.
As an outsider, I feel like that's so glamorous. It's like, oh, everywhere you go, people are like, oh, welcome. There's a red carpet for you here.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
kinda
yeah.
cool.
I mean, that's nice too. Like, I like getting picked up at the airport and brought to my, you know, whatever
That's
else. But,
awesome.
like,
Well, that's
What are you
cool.
like? What about your old acting friends from like back in the day? Are they just like, I can't believe you made it? And
I don't think
are
they get it. A lot of them don't understand what I'm doing. They're like, oh, that guy's like, I mean, if I saw an old high school friend of mine, for example, that has a YouTube channel playing slot machines, I'd be like, oh, that guy's got to be in so much debt. You know, I would never in a million years assume that they're actually doing really well for themselves.
Like I did Shakespeare with
You
him,
know,
and this is
like-
what he's doing. Like, and you're just
Yeah, I'm sure they're all just shaking their head like, oh, okay, whatever, man. Your face is on a slot machine now.
Right.
Okay, you've made it, I guess. But I haven't had the opportunity to bring a bunch of my friends to events and on cruises with me as well, so they can see it firsthand, and their jaws hit the floor. They're like,
what is
why are these
this?
people treating you different? Like, you know, you're just a goofy guy from high school.
How often do you go to the casino floors? Like every day?
No, so I'm in a casino typically every Wednesday and maybe Thursday.
Okay.
So about usually 2 days a week. This week, when I'm in Vegas, you know, I host events on one of the days. So yesterday I held a couple of group slot pulls on the floor. Today, Wednesday, I've got a live stream at night. Today's Thursday. Yesterday was a live stream. Today's another live stream, and I'm hosting an event tonight, a meet and drink, so everyone can come get free drinks and gamble with me on the floor.
That's
I
cool.
like that
I want to
interaction.
go to that. That's awesome.
Yeah, so the thing is, I look out for my fans too. So when they come to my event, I make sure the casino gives them free play and alcohol and food. Like, keep
Whoa.
them happy, right? Because that's what it's all about.
Can you walk me through like a typical meet and greet event? Like, what does that look like when you're doing group polls? Is everyone like on the same like area doing a?
So yeah, there's different things we do. So the group slot pull, everyone puts in the same amount of money. It could be $200 or $500 a person.
Okay.
We all put it into one slot machine. So we did 2 this week, where everyone put in 200 or 500.
Into the same one.
One slot machine.
Okay.
And then they come up one by one, and we do like 10 spins or so per person on the slot machine. And whatever's left at the end of it, we all split evenly, 100%. If there's any jackpots, I cover the taxes, and then we all split the rest.
Oh, that sounds like a great deal.
Yeah, it's a good deal. I mean, the thing about taxes is, you know, if you hit a jackpot, you have to pay taxes. But if you end up losing more over the year than what you made, then you don't pay any taxes.
So you can use
that's
it
why I
got
say
room
I'll
to
cover the
spare,
taxes.
yeah.
I got enough losses to cover the
Right.
taxes.
Well,
So you can
even out by
offset
the
your
end of the year.
taxable income based on the losses. That's
Not taxable income, just for slots.
Oh, just for slot.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Based off of your winnings off the
Exactly.
slots.
Yeah,
Right, I see.
yeah. So unfortunately for
makes
us
sense.
YouTubers who are gamblers, gambling is our biggest expense, right? Losing $300,000. I can't count that as an expense for the business, so I don't get to offset any money with that.
Right.
It's the worst part about it.
Huh. Are you
Yeah.
able to share sort of how much your business does per year revenue wise, or like a scale, or?
Not really. I know. The best I could say is we lose over $300,000 a year,
Okay.
and we have 12 employees that we take care of really well. Make sure that they're taken care of. They got their health care. We have an office space in Palm Springs, and we're doing great.
What if I took a guess?
Go ahead.
Oh, dang. Okay.
What
do you
would
think
that
it
be?
is?
What's your guess?
Okay. I want to say.
I'll say yes or no.
300 times 12. Okay. I'm going to guess that you're at least paying an average between 50 to 70, let's say 60K per employee times 12. That's 720 plus 300,000 in losses. So your expenses are at least over $1 million a year.
What kind of car did these guys roll up in? 60,000?
It was an Uber.
It was an
It was an
Uber.
XL.
We don't know that.
It was an Uber XL.
I will say your burn rate's at least over $1 million a year, around there, I'll say, which means your business has to be making at least 4 to 5x that, 3 to 5, I'll say. So, okay, so I'm gonna give myself between like a range, 3 to 6 million a year.
All right.
I'd say about that.
Cool.
It's probably
That's a
more.
good
I'm just being
response.
conservative.
Yeah. And then, of
That's
course,
how my
living in the
mind
great
works.
state of California, we pay 50%
That's
to taxes.
true. That is true. Yeah. So it's
Love
probably a lot
California. They've got
higher.
some good things about them,
It's
and
probably a
boy,
lot
they got some
higher.
bad things too.
Well, I was asking you, would you ever consider moving to Vegas and just
I
saving?
know. I would love to. If I knew where my career would have taken me, I would have done that probably a long time ago. But we've settled down in California. We're in Palm Springs. We have a nice house. We have our office space. All of our employees are based there.
Yeah, that makes
it'd be hard to
sense.
move 12 people all the way out here. And
How many times a year do you travel?
how many times a week, maybe?
Oh, okay, okay, that's fair. How many times?
No, every week we're traveling somewhere. So
Is it within the states or is it?
usually within the states, but we go on 10 cruises, which takes us, internationally, and then we're doing cruises out of Australia as well.
Oh, wow, that's really
So,
cool.
Yeah.
How did the roles break down for the 12 employees? Like, what do you?
Yeah,
have
it's
them kinda
so we
doing?
have like maybe 4 of us that are just focus mostly on social media.
Creative, you
Posting
mean.
everything, creative side. Maybe 5, and then we have a few partnerships that help I'm not good with contracts. You know, I gotta give that to someone else to review. And then the video side, we have like 3 of us that work on, you know, filming and editing and all that as well.
And traveling.
And then we also have our own shop online. So we have a shop coordinator that presses all of our shirts, makes
Some
our shirts,
merch,
and ships
nice.
it out. And they're a full-time
That's
employee.
cool.
So yeah.
What's the coupon code? Drop it.
I'll make one up right now. Save 10 for 10% off. There you go. Add that to the shop. Save 10. It's probably, he says I think it already is one. Okay, maybe it is. I don't know. There you go.
From another one. Who knows?
Dude, that's so cool. I really admire your like business mindedness because
me
it's
too.
something like I don't have as a creative person.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to outsource it very well.
It's hard, right? So like, I'm also a really big proponent for helping people. So, because at the beginning, I had nobody, right? I didn't know what I was doing, and I just had to keep figuring it out for myself. I'd never hired an employee, right? I never had a real job. So I don't know how a CEO should act. I didn't know anything. And so, you know, my first few employees I found on Craigslist. I'm like, what are you, like, I'm looking for a videographer.
Gosh, on Craigslist?
My first guy, I found you on Craigslist, right? My first employee I hired 7 years ago. He's still with me today. As an editor, I think I used to pay him. Poor guy. I think I paid him $5 a video at the beginning, or 10.
$5.
Legit. I know.
Like,
I
what?
know. It was plus a thumbnail.
Right,
plus
that's
a
about right.
thumbnail.
Don't change anything.
Legit. No. So happy to say he makes a good income now.
That's like 40 cents an hour or something.
Yeah, I'm sure. But well, listen. Like editing one of my videos is super easy.
That's
I
fair.
don't want to say it's super easy, but at least back then it was. Whereas like here's 3 clips, edit them together. You're not doing
and they're
any
probably
work.
like 10,
It's
20
just,
minutes a piece anyway.
yeah,
There's not
just
a lot
bam,
of
bam,
editing.
bam. Put them together. You
Yeah.
know, I'm making it sound bad, but they do a lot of work. They do a lot of work, and we've added a lot more finessing than we did back in the day as well.
Trust me, as a solo editor, I understand how tedious it is.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a lot of
It's
work.
not like editing, you know, a cinematic, you know, film or something
Right.
like that. But
Well,
it's
what
me
are-
in front of a slot machine. So
What are some of the ventures that you're trying to get into? Like, what are some new businesses you're trying to break into?
So we just launched fliptheswitch.com, which is a new website for us. We launched it in, I believe, October, and that is to educate our audience on gambling responsibly as well,
Oh, wow.
and to teach them all about how slots work, both in the casinos and online. We interview slot manufacturers, and we answer people's questions that they might have. So since October, we've already posted over 500 articles on there, which is crazy. We're
Jeez.
posting 2 articles a day at least. And so that's something we're really pushing for, because there's a lot of sites out there with bad information and promoting gambling online, which is illegal. A lot of crypto sites, a lot of different things like
Right.
that. And so we're saying, here's 5 sites that I believe in. Here are these companies you should try. This is like how you should play this. And then people, what the best part about this for me is we have a You Ask section where people will ask us a question. And then they'll rebut us and be like, well, that's not true, because in my state, they do this, this, this. And we'll take it the next step forward. We will call the gaming commission. We will find out from them, and we'll get a quote and then respond back. Be like, actually, you're mistaken. This is what it is.
Wow.
So we make sure that 100% we're giving out the right info.
So is it like a training academy, or is it more just educational?
Not
like
an
just
academy, 100% free. Just come on in and check it out.
Wow. Okay, and you're just posting a lot of data-driven sort of analytics and information about
Everything, absolutely everything. And we'll do like one piece will be about a new slot machine that just came out. Tell them how to play the game, and then of course we can promote a video that I did on that game to show them here's Brian playing that game.
Yeah.
So to see how it plays out.
That's actually really interesting, because I imagine a lot of the analytics that you share with your audience, which is really cool, is its own separate thing, probably to some degree informs how you play maybe, or like what you choose to play as well.
Yeah.
If you know like that the odds of like this one machine aren't that good, you're probably not going to play that one.
No, I do still.
You do?
I
Okay.
play everything, and
Okay.
it's because I play what people want me to play. Right? What do you guys want me to play?
Okay.
If they had their way, I would play Huff and Puff and Dragon Link only.
What is
always.
that?
And there are channels that do that, and they do it very successfully,
Wait,
and I envy them. But
Can you
I
explain that? What are those?
just different types of slot machines, different games. Huff and Puff is like a 3 Little Pigs kind of game.
Yeah.
It's just
And
fun and
you'll
exciting.
get a kick out of this. Huff and Puff's a big game. Huff and More Puff's a big game. And people went crazy for Huff and Even More Puff, which
What?
is the third game.
That one just came out. We just launched that in our space yesterday. I got information for you, inside information. There are 3 new versions coming out now as well. On top of that one,
What?
there's a mechanical 3 real one. There's a 4-in-1 game, and then there's a mansions game coming.
Huff and Even More Puff with
Are
mansions.
you're a gambler? You get this. You get this
a little bit.
more.
You know,
Okay.
I've dabbled.
Yeah. So get ready for those. Oh my God, yeah.
Wait, so what makes those games so special that people want to play them all the time?
I think it's just like we all know the 3 Little Pigs, and we
Okay.
want the big bad wolf to come out and blow our houses down. I don't know. Okay. Like, it's that easy, right?
I thought there was
don't know.
gonna be statistically.
Right, and you got to make your big strong
three
house
I
little
don't
to
know.
protect yourself.
I think
yeah.
also what it comes down to is certain games that do really well, they have great mathematics, which blows my mind as a gambler. I don't want to hear that kind of side of things. But these slot manufacturers, they hire mathematicians, like geniuses, to figure out how a game should run. And I've never thought about that side of things. But if they get the math just right, it tricks our brains into thinking, oh, we're about to win a little bit more. And then
Right.
you win just enough. It's just like
You're
candy
dangling
bars.
it out
They
there.
put just
Yeah.
enough salt in them to make you want to have your soda, to make, you know what I mean? Like they
Yeah,
know
yeah.
just the right amount of things to put in. Same as slot machines. The mathematicians are geniuses.
So the slots that you have that are yours, have you done sort of the same kind of
No.
science math? No.
So I have one slot machine right now. We'd love to have another one come out very soon. Mathematics side, I have no idea about anything. That's not my thing. That's theirs.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a licensing deal I have with my slot manufacturer. So they can use my face, but they're in charge of selling the product.
So you're licensing the rights to your name rather than creating a machine from scratch.
So the first game was that. And for future variations, I would love to do like a from scratch kind of thing, but it would still be licensing.
I see.
Because I don't have a slot manufacturing company. They do. So
Could you
it's their
find
thing.
one?
What's that?
I'm sure you could find one and just be like, hey guys,
Like buy them?
well, just directly. Well, I suppose you could, right? You could just buy them at wholesale and then use.
Yeah,
your
no, I
contacts.
can't afford that yet. But
Okay.
yeah, no, but we work with the manufacturers to create a game. They've got the mathematicians, they've got the designers.
Right.
It's like it takes like a team of like 10 people
That
to put
makes
one
sense.
together.
How much would that cost? Do you know? Like how much would each one cost?
There's so many layers to it. To design a game, a few $100,000, I would guess.
Wow.
Because you use up a lot of man hour, woman hour to put that stuff together. And what's really interesting to me is like a slot manufacturing company, they will put together like, I don't know, 30 slots in a year, but only like create maybe 10 of them. You know, like they put
Right.
so much work and time in a lot of them. It's probably a lot larger number than that, but a lot of them just get scrapped or like put on a shelf for later maybe.
Jeez.
Yeah, what I learned actually is like they'll have 3 games ready to go. They'll put out one. They'll have the next one ready. If that first one's doing really well, they're gonna let it go for a little longer before they put out the next one because they don't want to oversaturate whatever else.
It's doing
And-
well. It's like when a good video does well. You
Yeah,
kinda
yeah,
let
yeah.
Let it roll for a little bit.
Would you ever dabble in anything outside of slots, like I don't know, blackjack or something? Or
I have a little bit. I do on my own time, but because my channel is like Brian Christopher Slots, I just stick to slots. I love video poker. I love roulette and blackjack. Anytime I try and sneak some of that in, doesn't hit well with all the audience. So it's more like maybe 70% of my audience is okay with it.
Okay.
But only like a little bit.
Yeah, actually putting slots in your name might have helped you stay focused over all these years and actually be so successful.
I think so, because
'Cause
there
it
are
is te-
channels
it is
that
tempting
completely
to-
mix it up, and I don't think everyone's into it. Like there was one guy that I used to love that I subscribed to, and it was just more like a chatting kind of thing. And then he started doing gaming, and I'm like, I'm not a video gamer. I don't want to watch you game now, and so I just stopped watching that channel.
Right.
You got to stay in one lane, I think.
Yeah.
And sure, it's still gambling, but they're very different things. Slots, you can be dumb and have fun, 0 skill involved, right? But now I got to focus. And I'm like, why did you hold that? Why should
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
every time I do like
A different
blackjack,
audience for a
people
different
get
one.
mad at you. Oh, you're supposed to hit that. You're supposed to, like I'm like, I don't want to deal with that. 0 skill. I'll just go like this, press the button. I did nothing wrong. Can't blame me. It was the machine.
You pressed the button too hard. You slapped it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like you're more in the entrepreneurial mindset. Just like, what's the next business?
It's
we're
the
gonna
hardest thing I've had to
Like,
do. Is to like give away some of my power. Be
Yeah.
like, because as you continue to grow, you have to put trust in other people, and
Yeah.
it's really hard to do that, especially when it's like your face, it's your name, you know.
Do you
Well,
think you'll
you-
ever slow down or just?
No.
You don't think so? You don't think you'll ever call it quits?
How did you
I mean, I have to eventually one day call it quits. Gotta be like, okay, I'm tired now.
be in his wheelchair, just like
Yeah, right.
doing the thing?
I don't know when that day will come. I'm not near that day now, but I'm just not having too much fun right now. Yeah.
Can you tell us, like, so you found your first employee more than 8 years ago on Craigslist. How did you start giving up your power and letting him take over certain aspects of the company? Like,
Yeah.
And
So
walk me through
yeah,
what
for
that was
him,
doing
he's my
mentally.
editor. I just didn't have time to edit my own videos anymore. I edited
Yeah.
it for the first year. Didn't mind doing it, but I had to pass that off. Only like in the last year, I've been allowing someone else to do my titling of my videos because I'm very like particular
Oh.
about that. And even still, they get sent to me by email, and I have to like read them all to make sure that it sounds
Oh.
right, it's on brand.
so that's what you think the most important part of your time is, like just getting the titles right?
No,
Be-
that's
be-
that's,
being the
that's the
on-camera thing.
tiniest portion of my time, really. A lot of the time is filming, working with our staff. We have meetings all the time with our partners to make sure that they're happy and that what we're doing is great. We're going in the right direction of things, and meetings with new partners of new ventures we might want to go into. But yeah, like even I used to be on every single meeting with every single partner, and I just can't anymore. I have to put my trust in them that they can handle this meeting okay, and like. It happened to me yesterday morning. I was reading an email that our team had sent out to a partner promising them this, and I'm like, no, we don't have time for this kind of stuff. Like, but you gotta put your trust in them, and we're all gonna learn as we go.
Because then you'll wake up, look at your schedule, and see a bunch of stuff that you're like, oh, I didn't know we had to do all of this.
Yeah, and that's the hardest thing about what we do is I am only one person, I am only one face, and I need to look. I need to look good on camera. I need to be awake, and I can only do so much. And there's only so many hours in a day, and with all the flights everywhere and everything else, I gotta take care of myself.
You dream of slot machines?
I absolutely dream of slot machines. I have jackpots every night. I don't know. There's this, and it's a gambler's thing again. Like, I'll just be walking by and I'll be like, oh, a slot machine. I'll start playing in my dreams, or like, oh, look at that, a bag. Oh, it's $100 million in a bag. Okay, like you have money dreams like all the time. I don't know. Yeah.
If someone who doesn't know what you do
So
asks
funny.
you, hey, like, what do you do for a living? What do you tell them?
Oh God.
Like, I'm a professional
It
addict.
depends on the situation.
an
If I'm
actor.
at a party, I'll say I'm an accountant because I don't want to do.
Yeah.
That'll just shut them up. Oh, okay, like no one wants to know more about that. Because it's if you tell someone that, oh, I'm a YouTuber, oh, what do you it's very exciting.
Right.
Yeah.
Because most YouTubers are fun. But like I usually just say, oh, I play slots. I post videos of myself playing slots every day.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the easiest way to just say it.
Yeah, just
but
get it out, but not.
No matter how I word it, it opens up a million questions. Wait, how do you do this? And
Do you
how
have
do you
a-
make money doing this? What can I do this? Like,
Yeah. Would you give any advice to someone who's trying to start a YouTube channel who sees all of this and they're like, oh, I think I could maybe try gambling, and
Yeah.
you think it's too saturated?
It's very saturated. It's extremely hard to get in right now, but it doesn't mean you can't, right? The most important thing is don't try to replicate. Don't try and be Brian Christopher. Don't try and be anyone else. Be yourself. That's why people tune in. That's why I do believe that I could literally be doing $1 spins and still have a strong audience. They're not there just to watch me play slots. They're there to chat with me and have fun.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's crazy how much the industry blew up. I feel like recently even.
Yeah.
How many more people joined?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Actually, in January this year, I held a boot camp for channels that wanted to do
Really?
better. Yeah. I told you earlier, I want to help channels because when I started, I had no help. And when I would reach out, I was treated very poorly with the slot community because to them, I came out of nowhere and overtook them very quickly. And so they all assumed, oh, he's buying subscribers, he's buying views. And I'm like, no, I'm just doing good stuff, you know? And so I had no one to look up to, no one to talk to back then. And I always knew, I was like, okay, one day, Brian, someone's going to pass you and you're going to be there to congratulate them and you're going to be there to answer their questions and cheer them on. That's the person I want to be. And so I did this boot camp. I opened it up to anyone who wants to apply. I had over 100 people apply to do this. I chose 12 channels, all at varying levels. Some of them had like 3,000 subscribers. Some of them had hundreds of thousands of subscribers. It was a 3-day event where I walked them through absolutely everything. And again, I want to take care of them. So I think they paid $450 to come. for the boot camp for the weekend. And in return, I gave them $450 in free play. They got a hotel stay. They got food and drink covered. So it was a good weekend,
really
right?
cool, yeah.
Because they flew in from all over the country for this
you
too.
held it here in Vegas.
Held it at Plaza in
Wow.
Vegas, yeah. And it was really great. And they had such a good time. And I've actually done a lot of collaborations with a lot of the people from that since then as well.
Cool.
And they're sharing analytics with me about how they're growing right now. And the best thing for me is I'm learning from them too. You know, I don't know everything. And a lot of these people that were there, some of them were in their 20s and they're like, oh, I used AI for this. I'm like, you did what? What is this about? How do you do that? You know, and they're
Yeah.
teaching me ways.
What are you finding generally that people are sort of teaching you right now? What's the trend?
It's just different ways of looking at things than I never would have thought of, you know, because I guess I'm kind of stuck in my ways of how to do an introduction into a video or how I lay out my thumbnail. I'm now seeing different ways of doing it. You know, shorts have taken over really hugely, but shorts are so costly for such little pay as well. You know, one short could cost me $5,000. It's a minute-long video where I lose $5,000 and I might make $25 on that video, right? It's not worth it. That side of things, but it might get you a couple hundred subscribers from it, and that in turn over time may pay you back that 5,000 and more. You know what I mean?
Right.
So different ways of looking at things, because at the beginning shorts were doing really great for us. We used to make hundreds of dollars every short. It's like, that's pretty good. And then they changed their whole monetization on YouTube, and then we went down from like making a couple $100 to like $10 or $20 a short. I'm like, okay, forget it. We cut them all out right then.
Yeah.
And now we've seen the success you can have with them, so we're bringing them back. And
Are you doing any other platforms besides YouTube?
Yeah, I've seen you have a video on like not just a video on Facebook. It looks like you were at Facebook filming marketing for them or something like that.
Yeah, Meta invited me out to promote for them. Essentially, I got to go to their studios and talk about how you can make money on Facebook. So we have actually a larger audience on Facebook than we do on YouTube now.
Wow.
They
That's your
exploded a lot.
Primary profit center?
Between them and YouTube, it's about the
I
same.
imagine Facebook's ad revenue is probably higher from what I.
It used to be for us. It's not as much anymore.
Okay.
Because they keep tweaking all their stuff. And
Okay. What about Snapchat? I know there's.
I don't touch Snapchat.
Okay.
I was on there for a little bit. You got to be a little picky and choosy. There's so many things to do. TikTok is just like, you never know. You can post 10 videos. One will go viral. One will get you banned for a week. Like
Right.
they're so stupid at TikTok there.
Well, that's a good thing you brought up being banned. Do you think gambling will ever just maybe they'll try to get rid of it?
No.
No. Okay.
No, it's gonna keep growing in the U.S. especially. Other
Really?
countries they're banning it. They're pulling things back.
That's
but
fascinating how confident you are about it. Speaking of some of
100%.
the other creators, they're like, oh, it could go away tomorrow. It's,
Not at all. No. They're all in right now. Like online gambling is only in 6 states. It's gonna keep growing every single year until it's everywhere pretty well. And same with sweepstakes-based casinos. There used to be like 2, now there's like 50 of them.
Wow.
It's growing. It really is growing. And Vegas is growing, right? Like every
Yeah.
year there's more. They're making more and more profits, and now they're expanding the airport again for the 5th time or whatever. You know?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point.
Uh-huh.
Jeez, the future is bright in that industry. That's so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Do you invest any of your money towards anything else other than like your business? Do you buy
No,
stocks, real estate,
no.
anything?
I not really. No,
Any Bitcoin?
I'm not a big gambler when it comes to that kind of
Okay.
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I don't know enough about it. I used to have some stocks, and this is like years ago, and I just got scared. I hated it. Every day, like, oh my God, I lost this much, and the next day, oh my God, I made this much, and it's like, you
That's so
never
crazy
know.
coming from a gambler.
I know, I hate
What?
it. But because there's skill involved, and I didn't, you have to be on top of it and know what's happening if you're going to invest that kind of money. Again, slots, I'm like 0 skill. Let's have some fun. It's I don't know.
So your savings just mostly in cash, CDs, houses?
Yeah,
Just like real estate?
yeah.
Did you just
Yeah.
keep mostly cash or?
I guess so. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, mostly cash and savings, and we own our house. That's
Okay.
Yeah.
I would at least put it in like bonds or something. Just at least get like 5% interest on
yeah,
it.
yeah. No, we have some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. Cool. You're not dabbling in Bitcoin or anything like that?
No. Way back when I bought some Dogecoin, I guess, and that
Okay.
just went down to nothing. I was like, okay, I'm done.
Okay.
That's
fair.
I don't know.
That's fair.
I don't know where that stuff's going.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's
Yeah.
fair. What's the next step?
Next step.
Yeah.
So, so it actually goes back to my childhood. When I started in theater and I loved it. But I remember like when I was like 15 saying like, this is not enough. I'm only hitting an audience of like 1,000 people at a time. I need a bigger audience, right? And so then I wanted to go into film and TV, And then, doing YouTube, I'm hitting that bigger audience. But I'm like, I want to do a bigger audience. How do I get a bigger audience? And so definitely looking out for other options out there, which may take us into the streaming world or,
Netflix, TV.
Netflix.
That would be
or,
cool.
I don't know I don't even know if I have time for that, to be
Amazon.
honest. But, going in a different direction would be really fun, or an extra direction, I would say. We're definitely expanding with our online gambling channel. We're looking to do a lot more with that, a lot more travel with that too. And we have another 10 cruises, I think, coming out next year in 2025.
Jeez.
So, yeah.
Do you ever get a chance to go to like the Smith Center and all the big shows that we have in Vegas since your theater
Not
background?
really.
Like, is it fun for you to watch the best shows in the world? Or?
I have seen some really awesome shows here. These days, I just don't have that extra time to do it. I've been lucky enough to see a few shows though, and go to a few games that are here.
Do you think you'd ever buy a theater, maybe?
Buy a theater?
Yeah, bring all your old friends from high school.
No, I don't see
be
that
like, dude,
being-
you guys all have full-time
Buy a
jobs.
casino, maybe. I'll buy a dive bar and put a bunch of slots in it. Maybe when I'm
fun.
like 80, I'll buy a dive bar and put all my like out of service slot machines that no casino wants anymore.
Like
and
a
put
big
them all in the
warning,
back.
some work, some don't.
Do you have any interesting stories of like just random stories that you recall from either your life, your childhood experiences with YouTube, meeting fans, anything that's just like crazy that stands out to you?
I mean, I guess my very first time realizing I had fans at all was when I was filming a game and I heard a lady screaming. I thought she was dying or something. I looked over and it's because she saw me and she was freaking out. And I only had my channel for like 6 months or something. And so it was very new to me. And that's what opened my eyes, like, oh, you have an impact on people right now, And so it's that, but it's also like how I can impact people's lives. The amount of people who've told me that I've taken them out of a deep depression, I've saved them from suicide, the fact that they've said, me seeing your relationship with your husband, Marco, meant that I was able to accept my son when he came out as gay. If I didn't know you and how you treat Marco and how you are as people, I would have disowned my son. Like things like
Wow.
that, that just blows my mind.
Yeah.
And I hear them all
That
the
must be
time.
a very humbling experience for
It
sure.
is. I cry with my fans a lot.
Yeah.
At meet and greets, they'll come up to me and they'll just tell me their stories. And so many of them are like, oh, my 3-year-old daughter died last year and the only thing that got us through was your videos. Or
Wow.
my dad just died and he was watching your videos right to the very end and he couldn't,
Yeah.
things like that. I'm just like, oh
Has
my
that
God.
ever been sort of a part of your like personal journey that you felt like you ever had to overcome, or like you were ever scared to share, or you ever felt held back by like people judging you or anything like that?
Not overly. I mean, so like I mentioned in the beginning, other channels treated me poorly at the beginning, and they spread a lot of rumors about me, and that was really hard. That was hard to deal with because I'm like, we've never met. How could you say these things about me? And like these are not true. And like they were basically online bullies, and I was never bullied really much in school, so it felt really weird. I didn't know how to deal with it, and all I wanted to do was just like get on and be like, guys, that's not me, like defend myself. And I'm like,
Yeah.
it's not worth it for people like that just come after you just because you're successful. Like you can go have your spotlight over there. You can attract negative people to that spotlight if you want. I'm just gonna be my positive self over here and not even care about what you're saying over there.
Yeah, that's so crazy.
That's worked for me.
Yeah, because I always felt like there's so much to go around, especially on social media and like any given industry. There's enough to go around for everybody.
That's it.
But I always, not every time, but like sometimes I'll talk to slot channels and it just seems like a very kind of closed industry. Like
It's
nobody
so weird.
wants to
I'll never
share
understand
or
it.
hang out. And I don't also understand it because it
Yeah.
just seems supposed to be so inclusive.
It's stupid, basically. And let me tell you why. So people watch my video. At the end of watching my video, YouTube will push out 6 videos. Watch these ones. They might show a couple of mine, but they're going to show someone else's.
Right.
They're going to watch, and then they're going to watch someone else's video who's never heard of me. At the end of their video, it's going to show my face. Like, we are helping each other.
Yes.
And the more we grow as a group, the more ad revenue is going to be thrown at that from all these other casinos or whoever else, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's lots of money to go around. It's not like, and what I always say is, I'll have people come on my channel and be like, "Oh, you're whatever." Sorry, I don't swear on my channel. I don't know if I can swear here, but
Yeah.
you're nothing. I only watch this guy. He's the best. And I'm like,
Okay.
who cares?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why. Like,
thanks for coming over to tell
can you
me that.
imagine like commenting on Madonna? Like, you're crap. I only like Beyonce. Like,
Yeah, that's so crazy.
You can like more than one.
Yeah, like
singer.
Imagine going to that concert, buying tickets voluntarily, and being like, "Well, this isn't
like-
Usher."
Yeah,
why did you show up here?
You're
Like,
allowed to watch and enjoy other people, and
Yeah.
it's okay.
Great.
Or people that would say like, I used to watch you, but I don't. I'm like, that's okay. I used to like this singer and I don't anymore. Like, it's just not, I don't need to announce it. I don't need, you know, that's okay. You're allowed to move on from me, and maybe one day you'll come back and find us again. I don't know.
Do you have any theories why it is that way sometimes?
I mean,
the crowd psychology, like what have you
it's a mix of things. Part of it is just like being online with a fake name. You can say whatever you want.
Right.
You can just be mean, you know? And I catch myself, you know, like I'll watch some like TikTok and be like, oh, that guy's so stupid. Let me say, you know, and I'm like, no, Brian, don't do it. Like, how did you not know? You know, you just want to say something. And so that's, because of that, I always like, when people leave comments, I'm just like, I don't judge them right away. I'm like, okay, maybe they were just having a bad day or whatever else. And oftentimes that's all it is. But, you know, sometimes it does come from these other channels who are very negative in their videos, and that just people just like latch onto that. And they, you know, still to this day, there's some negative channels that will say something about me, and people come to me like, what's your beef with this guy? And I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, any beef that you're hearing about is between them and themselves. Like, I have never talked to that person or whatever else.
So sometimes I just feel like it's sort of like created just because it engages people, and it's just farming for clicks and views.
Well, yeah, they'll just use my name. Like, I'll see my name in people's titles of their videos. I'm like, what?
Right.
We've never met. Why are you using my name? Or my face is on their thumbnail. And I'm like, I don't get it.
Do you make a point not to watch it? Like, if somebody forwards you a link of something
I
that's
never
negative
watch
about
them.
you,
I
or you
could
just
care
like, I
less.
don't want to watch it, I don't care.
So
Don't
yeah, I
address it.
used to care. There's some channels that really like just love to dig in on me, and they'll post videos about me. They'll do premieres about like, oh, Brian Christopher revealed, you know, scam artist, blah 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 blah. And that used to like really like scare me, like, oh my God, what did they find from my past, you know?
Right.
And you know, I'm like, luckily we didn't have Facebook when I was in high school, because I'm like, I don't know what I would have posted, but that they found. But like, if I go back, maybe like 5-6 years ago, there was like Brian Exposed video, something coming out, and I was at my sister-in-law's wedding, and I couldn't enjoy the wedding because I was so scared about this video dropping, and I'm like, I'm gonna lose all my subscribers. It's gonna go down the tube. Something happened. They found something, and so I'm literally watching in the ceremony. This is a YouTube video, and I have it on mute, so I don't know what's happening, but I'm reading the chat. And at the end of it, I go and check my subscriber count, and it's increased. And then I go check out my views, and they're doing fine. And then I check out my fan club, and I've gained fans on my fan club. I'm like, the next day, I actually got a bump from that video. People are like, oh, who's this Brian Christopher guy, I guess? And then they check out my videos. Right. And it was at that moment where I realized, you can't touch me. You have no effect on me whatsoever. And as of that day, I'm like, you are no longer getting 1 ounce of my energy ever again. You don't deserve it. You can say whatever you want. My fans know who I am, and most importantly, I know who I am.
Yes.
And if anyone wants to believe you, that's fine. I don't care. You can go ahead and believe it. And that's why also, like, when I see headlines about Bieber did this, or, you know, so and so did that, I never believe anything anymore. And I'm always thinking about the other side. I'm like, well, maybe this happened. Maybe they didn't know, you know.
Yeah, no, I'm the same
Maybe
way.
that was out of context, or, you know, because like nobody knows.
Yes, it's a great way of dealing with it. I'm the same way.
I love comparing myself to Bieber, but
basically the same. Both Canadian.
Right.
You handle stress the same way.
Yeah.
Do you have any, I don't know, inspiring sort of words of messages to anybody who wants to, I don't know, sort of replicate anything, do business,
create their own
anything,
kind of way in life, their own businesses.
Yeah, if you want to do it,
life.
I say do it now. Don't be held back by, oh, I have to make sure that I have this right first. Just start going. Put out your worst content now, and then do another one and make it better, and then do another one and make it better. Keep moving forward. If it's in the slot world, though, be careful about who you become friends with. Because some people will just like pounce on you as soon as you do better than they do, you know. But there are good people out there, so just don't put all your trust in them. But also don't lose all your money gambling, because a lot of people just see these bigger channels, or they'll see me and be like, "Oh, Brian's doing $500 a spin. I got to do that now too to get views." That's not how you get your views. Be yourself. People are subscribing for you, not for your spins. And there are successful ones out there that are doing small spins, like under $1 even. And
what do you think your life would have, like, recreate your life if you wouldn't have come to Vegas and seen somebody else gambling and tried to do slots? Do you think you'd be acting still? Would you be in California? Like, what else would have happened as your backup plan?
Yeah, I think I would definitely still be in acting. That was always my thing. That's all that I always wanted to do ever since I was a kid. I was like, this is what I want to be. This is what I want to do. I told my parents at 11, I'm going to be an actor when I grow up. They've been supportive from the beginning. And so for me, that's where I would always be. And maybe I'll end up that way. And maybe when I'm retired from this, I'll just do background acting for fun or something, you know? Like,
would you ever be like on a movie set as like a production side of it, or you always wanted to be the on-camera talent?
I was
or
always
like
the
voiceover
on-camera
actor
talent.
or anything like that?
I did write and produce my own film once.
What was that?
Years ago.
Can we find it online?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you can.
What was the
I'll
movie
give you the
about?
quick rundown. It's called A Man is a Man is a Man.
Oh.
I think it's on my channel. I think it's literally still on my same channel. And it's about God, it's so stupid. It's about 5 brothers who are they're quintuplets, but they're all
Okay.
different races. It's
Okay.
I forget the name of what it's called, but it can happen where if a woman has intercourse with like 5 different people, well, say 2 different people, she can get pregnant from both of them at once, and they could be twins, and they could both look like the other guy.
Oh, wow.
It's a very rare thing, but it can happen. So somehow I read this at some point, and I'm like, I'm gonna do a film about this. 5 guys, different races, and turns out they all love this one girl, and it's like a fight to get the girl.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah, it's.
I'll watch that.
I mean, I would redo it again if I had the chance, but it was pretty fun. It was my first time doing it. It won some awards. You know, it's like
wow. Won an
I think it's like a
award?
15-minute short film.
That's
something like
awesome.
that.
Yeah.
What's it called again?
A Man is a
A
Man.
Man is a Man is a Man.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we got to find that now.
Yeah, that's
gonna be at the end of the roll.
Do you,
Yeah,
have
credits.
do you have a long just like folder full of like movie scripts you've written throughout all those years?
No, I got a couple things, but mostly I was like just acting. So I
Yeah.
have an IMDb page with a bunch of my stuff that I've done in the past.
That's cool. Do you
Yeah.
have any hidden talents besides acting?
Yeah,
I got nothing. I can't think of anything. No, not really.
From the
Besides
pure
building
act-
empires?
Yeah, what about the pure acting point of view? What was like the best IMDb experience you had? Like, do you have a favorite role out of all
Well, my
those?
fans, they love the fact that I was in a Hallmark movie, like one of the Christmas movies or whatever. It's called The
Oh.
Christmas Parade, and so that comes out every single year. Hallmark
Yeah.
does all their Christmas movies, so that one's probably my most well-known one.
What's your main line in it? What happens? Who's your character?
I was a deputy, and
Oh.
a goofy one. I always played the goofy characters, and fun and goofy and stupid people. So yeah, I played a deputy in that one. But I've played zombies, and I did. What else did I do? A lot of commercials as well. Tim Hortons, which is like from Canada, that's like huge.
That's really cool.
Dang. You've been a zombie that's been killed by a
Yeah,
main
I was
actor?
I was a gas station attendant, so I had like maybe 2 lines, and then the next time you see me, I'm like chained in a basement and a zombie.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was pretty rad. And I literally got the role because I made good zombie sounds out of my voice. But I was in a.
We have to hear this.
He's like,
I don't even know. Like it was like. Like it's something.
That's
like,
amazing.
Something crazy like that.
very
The worst
zombie.
part was
A
like
plus. A plus.
I had a chain around my neck, and my arms were chained, and so this guy walks in, and I try and attack him, right? But like I went all in on this one, and I'm just like going at it. I like was literally choking myself. I had like lines around.
Committed
It was
to the
so-
part.
I was so committed.
Yeah.
I did Copper. Copper was a BBC production where I had a nice role in that one where I got shot in the head. And that one was amazing. I was on set for like 3 days, and they actually broke my arm once. One day, it was like dislocated my shoulder or something. They threw me. I had to get thrown out of a building, and I assumed there would be a stunt guy for that, but there was no stunt guy. I was the guy, and I was getting thrown out by like some extras who didn't know any better, and they just threw me wrong, and I landed like really
Oh
bad.
no.
Yeah.
What,
You
under
broke
big-
your arm? Or?
I don't even remember now anymore. Something dislocated, I think, is what it was.
Jeez. Holy crap. No, I
Yeah.
never got into that.
There's like I don't know if you've seen David Blaine's show here, but at one point he jumps from the ceiling
the
into all
boxes,
these
yeah.
boxes. That's what I can imagine.
Oh God,
You just like
yeah.
following like
That sounds about right. That
Have you
sounds about
seen
right.
any? You haven't seen Blaine here? What are your favorite shows? Any recommendations for people when they come?
I've always been partial to Cirque du Soleil shows.
Yeah.
I've loved all of them, and I heard Love is going away now.
You gonna
If
go
it's
see
not
it
gone
one
already.
last time?
What's that?
You gonna go see it one last time before it goes?
Probably not. I've seen it twice. I'm happy with that. But I've seen Ka a few times. Love that production. There's a few that I haven't seen though.
Okay. So go see Cirque shows when you're here.
Yeah, I love them.
Nice. Cool.
Nice. Well, yeah.
I
anything
love
else?
it. That's it. That's all I got.
Sorry.
Unless you
Yeah.
got some crazy stories you want to share. Anything
Oh, maybe
else?
another time.
Okay.
I think I've said enough right now. Yeah.
That's great. Well, thank you so
Thank
much.
you
That
so
was
much
really
for coming,
fun.
yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for catching up and
My pleasure,
hanging
guys.
out with us.
Anytime.
And of course, where can people find you?
You can find me, best place is bcslots.com or flipaswitch.com. That's where we have all of our links to everything.
Okay, cool.
Cool. Check it out.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Sweet.